Welcome to the Judo Advantage. This is a companion video series to the book, The Judo Advantage. I hope you enjoy it. Hi everyone, let's take another look at the Judo Advantage here. And what I want to talk about in this video is directional change and changing of movement. So primarily I'm going to be working out of chapter 9. Okay, here's the book as you can see, and in chapter 9. And the chapter 9 title is Movement is Controlled Motion. And I go into some analysis here in that book, but specifically in this video, it's just kind of a golden nugget to take from it. Hopefully it's a golden nugget for you, is we are going to look at two examples of changing motion, changing direction in movement, okay? Now again, motion is just general movement, and movement is specifically directed to some direction. You know, it's a specific direction we want to take a guy. So anyway, the first example in this video, in today's video, is going to be we're going to throw an opponent in one direction, and then we have to stop. We have to, we accelerate, we have to stop, we decelerate, then stop, and then immediately change direction to follow up, say, into ground fighting. And the example we're going to show today in the first video is Okuriashi Barai, the sliding foot sweep, send after foot sweep. And Derek is going to throw Jacob, and he's going to throw him, follow through, and then we're going to explain how you then have to stop, stay balanced all the time, stop, stay balanced, and reverse direction to go back to apply Jujigatami. So this is a good example of a transition, is to throw into a transition where you throw in one direction, stop, roll back in another direction to apply the Jujigatami. And the second video we're going to show is Ken Brink, going to be working with Johnny Shepard in a classic example of a Renraku Waza, or a combination technique. Renraku means to combine, and Waza is technique. And this is a classic example of throwing to the rear, attacking to the rear initially, changing directions, and throwing to the front. And in this particular case, Kenny was teaching a fake Ouchigari type fake to elicit a response to get Johnny to open up, and then immediately switching direction from the rear attack with Ouchigari into a front attack with Taiotoshi. Classic example, a very good example, and quite commonly used, and it's commonly used because it's effective. So anyway, we're going to take a look at those two examples, and there are many more obviously, as you know, but these are good examples of what we talk about quite a bit. I want to talk about quite a bit here in my book, The Judo Advantage. So let's take a look at those videos, and then we'll follow up with some final stuff at the end, so stay tuned. Drill teaches you a lot. It teaches you good timing for your foot sweep, of course, but it also teaches you to follow through after a throw with a nice arm lock. But what it really teaches you as the thrower is when you throw to have good balance after you throw your opponent, so you can apply a good arm lock. You see what I mean here in a minute. If Derek doesn't have good balance after he throws Jake here, he can't do the drill, he can't do the move. So he's got to practice. This teaches good balance, he's got to practice it. So watch us do step, step, sweep, and just go ahead and do your arm lock. That's the drill, right there. The good build up from that. But what can you come back in and do again? It teaches Derek, or the guy doing the throw, a lot. It teaches you good sweeps, of course, good foot sweeps, and good timing, but it also teaches you to follow through. But the third thing it really teaches you is to remain balanced after you throw them. Okay, you got to have solid balance after you throw them, and throw them with control. And that's what this really does teach, actually. So let's do step, step, sweep. Good. See, I just stepped right over, you stepped right into it. You do fancy, weird stuff. Swept, throw. Swept and throw. Okay?
I'm still putting my shin in his ribs. Okay, so it's not like I come through like that. No. Okay, there's too much space in between there. Make sure that when you do the sweep, And he comes down, so now I'm we're right over him, he's right underneath me. Hook comes, collects the head.
See, that's a head sit. You go right into a good head sit or shoulder sit control position. So you notice he didn't do anything weird, he just was there already. One more time, watch how he doesn't have to do anything exaggerated. He just squats, sits on his head, sits on his shoulder, and rolls back and gets the Jujitsu Utami.
If he gets a little bit too far away from me, just take a step in and do it, okay?
And then go down and he'll take you back. So just like you do the normal drill, you take them all the way down the line of the mat, you maybe 2 or 3 throws, whatever, do the same drill, and then he'll bring you back the same drill.
One of my setups, we're going to hit OG. Now, I'm really not going to hit OG, I'm going to do like a feint. I'm going to take this part of my leg right here, and I'm just going to make him feel it. Just right there. When I do this, I want to make sure my foot, which we're going to call my first step, is already there, where I want it. So this is my first step. First step. All right, now notice how far this number 2 is going to have to get out here now, but I can do it. You guys can do it too. So, 1, 2, out in front of me still. 3. So 1, it's in the spot I want. 2, up and forward. 3. Question.
Can you do it again, kid? Like Johnny loves that, but can you do it again, please?
All right. 1, 2, up, out in front of me. I'm looking. 3. Okay.
The direction of movement in judo is subject to changes in an instant. We pointed that out in the videos. You know, it's different like track and field, where you talk about a sprinter, where the object of a sprinter is to run as fast as he or she can in one direction. Okay. Well, in judo, Sambo, Jiu-Jitsu, whatever the fighting sport may be, it doesn't happen in a straight line. You know, any direction is fair game. So it's important to know how to change directions. And in this chapter of the book, and movement is controlled motion, and throughout the entire book actually, but that's the focus of this particular the chapter here, in how to accelerate, decelerate, and change, maybe even stop then and then change direction. So it's a lot of skill that you have to learn. It takes a long time to learn how to move not just your body in that direction, but then you have to move your opponent's body in that direction as well. So that's what this whole chapter is about. I thought it's an interesting one. That's why I wanted to point this out, and it's a very specific part of this chapter, because again, the whole book is about controlling movement. And so anyway, I thought you might be interested in this, and thanks so much for watching.